All right, Bill, thank you. And on this last Saturday of 2009, we look back this morning at some of the biggest stories of the year, stories we won't or perhaps can't forget.
I, Barack Hussein Obama, do solemnly swear.
Surviving Flight 1549, a U.S. Airways flight lands in the Hudson River in New York City. Pop superstar Michael Jackson is dead at the age of 50.
Gone too soon.
The work begins anew. The hope rises again, and the dream lives on.
I dreamed a dream in time gone by.
Yo, Taylor, I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time.
These years with you, our viewers, have enriched my life beyond all measure.
And here to discuss some of the year's top stories, we're joined by Brian Balthazar, comedian and editor of Pop Goes the Week, NBC contributor Toure, and our own Lynn Berry. Good morning to all of you.
Good morning, Amy.
All right, let's begin with the inauguration of our 44th president. It was a historic moment. There was so much enthusiasm surrounding Barack Obama's presidency, but it didn't take long for the fizzle to begin. Toure, what are we going to remember most about this year and Barack Obama?
Well, I mean, as you said, the downward sort of slope of the public image. I mean, we started with such love and excitement, and while this black man's becoming president, it's a new nation, we're beyond racism, which we're not, but that was the feeling. And then slowly things sort of went downward quickly. He's not able to get things done as quickly as we thought. And you knew the bloom would come off the rose quickly, but not this fast.
Right. And Lynn, how would you sum up the first year of Barack Obama's presidency?
Well, you know, I think that obviously they're the points that you made, but also what's interesting is these unprecedented times. And the president has had to do this in the first time that a president has been exposed to this 24-hour news cycle, the blogs, I mean, it's added to the problems that he's had to face.
And Brian, another big political story, the rise and fall of Sarah Palin, and yet she continues to grab headlines. Her new book came out.
Absolutely.
Will she ever just go away? Or you think she's going to be a big force this next year?
I think she's a big force. I think Sarah Palin is like the Madonna of the GOP. You know, some people love her, they hate her, and she has an accent we can't identify. I think she's not going away. Her book, Going Rogue, is a huge bestseller. It's on the New York Times bestseller list. You know, when she opens her mouth, people pay attention. And in fact, when she opens her mouth, often she doesn't stop. So there's so much to work with Sarah. She's not going away.
And Toure, do we really want her to go away? Probably not.
Well, I mean, I think there's a group of America that loves her and feels that she represents us, and then another group that feels like this is so disgusting what this represents. So she's not going anywhere, at least not till the end of 2012.
In the entertainment world, some big headlines. Obviously, Michael Jackson's death shocked the world. Lynn, what will we remember most about this year and Michael Jackson?
The first album that you ever bought, you know, I mean, and the thing that was really wonderful about it is that each generation had one, you know. If it was an older generation, it was Jackson 5, and if it was, you know, my generation, it was Thriller. It was the first record that I had, and it really bridged the gap between everyone. Everyone was really mourning in that.
I mean, his death was one of those big moments where you will remember where you were. I remember where I was and what I did the next hour after that, and the music you played and the videos you started to play to try to get over it. I mean, it's really a chair being pulled out from under us.
That's true. And Brian, probably another big scandal that you'll remember where you were when you heard the news of Tiger Woods.
Oh, I think it's huge. First of all, I hope he has unlimited texting, because this guy keeps busy.
He's got the money to pay the bill, though, I think.
Right, exactly. And when is the last time you ever heard a wife say, you know, I wish my husband spent more time on the golf course? But in fact, it was actually, you know, I think actually, you know, there are times in your life when you do something wrong and your parents say, I'm not so much angry as I'm disappointed. I think the country's really disappointed.
Yeah.
You know?
Joey, how do you think he handled the scandal? I mean, we haven't heard a lot from him.
I mean, you know, I think he's just completely flopped. I mean, like, I don't want him to cry on Oprah's shoulder about this, but the wall of silence is not good. But the real problem was what happened before the scandal broke. You've been living foul for years.
Yep.
You've had multiple double-digit affairs while your wife is pregnant and raising your small children. That is the most immoral time of your life, of a woman's life.
We need to
cheat
hear
on her.
something. And Letterman, however, handled his scandal completely differently. And he came out, admitted it, and spoke to the American public about it. Brian, a much different response from the American people because of it.
Absolutely. Well, he approached it with a little bit of humor, probably the kind of humor his wife didn't appreciate. But Tiger's also the best thing that happened to David Letterman because, you know, every guy who's maybe had a dalliance looks great compared to Tiger Woods. And he's the most watched late night show right now. He's got the most total viewers.
I mean, I don't know what Christmas was like.
NBC.